Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another amazing episode of Star Wars Culture. I'm Jordan.
And my name is Hannah. Today we've got a very exciting episode. We've got lots going on. First up, we're going to be talking about the hot news that's been going around. The changing of the name of Slave One to Boba Fett's ship. Is that really important though? We're going to dive into that a little bit more.
It's
We're
not.
going to share our opinions.
I'm telling you right now, it's not. I
It's
have a
yeah,
lot to say.
it's
I have a lot to
I'm
say
so
today,
ready.
y'all. So we're
I'm
just
so
gonna,
ready for it. Yeah. Just
yeah.
strap in, strap in. What else have we got going on today, Jordan?
We also have bizarre Clone Wars arcs that need to be talked about. We're gonna branch off a little bit. We're gonna
Mhm.
expand on kind of what we talked about last week, right, when we were talking about Cad Bane and how we went in our mini rants about how jarring given experience some of these arcs were. So that's gonna be really fun.
Oh, it's so exciting. We have so much to say about that. And because we're both really big Clone Wars fans, so
Oh
we
yeah.
have we have in-depth knowledge for you. But before we keep going on with the show, behind the scenes we have our engineer Nikk. How you doing back there, Nikk?
I am doing great.
Where is he? Oh, the suspense.
There's
Let's
always
there you
there's
go.
never a day where I'm my audio came through on the other side, but you couldn't hear me this time. It's crazy. Doing great.
Love
Doing
that.
great.
Oh no, there you are. Well, it's glad to have you here. And thank you for checking us out. If you want to know more pop culture news, articles, videos, all that good stuff, be sure to check out Culture Slate and all your favorite social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of those platforms, all at Culture Slate. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Raeside for some good times. Good times. Where can people find you, Jordan?
You can find me on the same apps everywhere at TBluePulsar66. And please, please, please follow the Patreon. Just please, there's so much good stuff on there. There's our interview with Emily Swallow, um,
Mm-hmm.
bloopers because sometimes we just don't know what we're
Oh,
saying.
it's a bit kooky sometimes.
Yeah,
It goes a bit crazy.
it's a little wild. We're wilding sometimes. The Patreon is patreon.com/culture slate. Again, that's
Mm,
patreon.com/culture slate. Thank you guys so much in advance. Now let's
good
get started, shall
times.
we?
Oh, yeah. Mhm. What are we talking
We're
about?
we're hilarious alternate names for these Star Wars ships because earlier this week, or I guess last week, end of last week,
It's
whenever
yeah, a couple
it
days,
came
yeah.
out, Lego released their Boba Fett ship sets, and a lot of people noticed that it wasn't called Slave One, and they were not happy. Um, they somehow jumped from the conclusion that Lego, or Disney rather, is going to uh, retcon Slave One, I guess.
Yeah, no, yeah, that it's a good point. It was like a big and because Slave One, which is it's been always been titled that.
Yeah.
People love that ship. People are very protective over Boba. People get very, obsessed with Boba and his ship. And so I understand that there's very much reverence to the character and people love the
Yes.
character. But people are getting very defensive over this. And I think our question is like, does it matter? Does it matter?
No. And let me tell you why it doesn't matter. Let me just
Tell
go
us
ahead
why.
and break
Tell
it
us
down
why.
for you,
Yeah,
for
break it
those of
down
you
for
who
us.
do
Here we
not
go.
understand. So, Lego has recently started doing this thing where they will rename certain ships just possessive to the character. They'll just say it's that character's ship. Like Poe Dameron's
Mm.
X-wing. They said it was Poe Dameron's X-wing. The Knights of Ren excavator. I forgot what it was called, but they called it the Knights of Ren ship.
Mm.
Um,
Moff Gideon's Star Cruiser.
Moff
You know,
Gideon Star Cruiser,
it's
and
just
they do it because who mostly buys Legos? Children. Children aren't gonna know all these names, whether or not it's because they're not paying attention or they don't remember. They just don't know the names. So their thinking is we're going to name the ships, possessive to the character, and we're gonna be done with it.
mm.
No one has really said anything until it came to the Slave One, and people automatically jumped to the conclusion that it was because it had the name slave in it. And oh, now all of a sudden Disney's trying to retcon it because they're so woken. all this other stuff. And it's like,
Mm.
no, they're kind of doing something they've been doing this whole time.
Mm.
So no, the name of a Lego set that your 8-year-old son is gonna buy does not matter.
Your 8-year-old son, and also our head of memes, Chad Benty, he would buy it too.
Yes, love him. Love Chad.
um,
He would buy it.
but yeah, but my thing as well is that it's not like it's, to my knowledge, is not happening in show. So it's not
Right.
like there's going to be a scene in the Book of Boba Fett where they're like, let's, instead of saying let's go to the Slave One, they're going to go, let's go to Boba's ship. Ha ha ha. Like
Yeah.
like it's still in canon, like gonna be like Slave One, like it's still
Well, and it's
called
also
that.
Slave One, and like any novelization that's come out in the last 5 years, any visual dictionary encyclopedia that's come out in the last 3 years, all of them
Mm.
still say Slave One.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's a good point. So it's not like we're rewriting history here. It's like it's just a differently titled for the purposes of this product, which is like what you said. That makes a sense. That makes so much sense. Um, like how they've been naming things after the characters. That's just how it
yeah,
rolls. How it's been rolling.
yep. So with that being said, we came up with some alternate names for some of
Oh
our
yeah.
favorite ships in the Star Wars galaxy. And we're just gonna read a couple of them off and we're gonna see what you guys think about it. How's that sound?
That sounds incredible. And we've had some images on the screen. So if you don't know what ship we're particularly talking about, you can look on and watch with us as we look at these ships. The very first ship we have renamed the classic, the lovable Millennium Falcon, which almost everyone's top 3 favorite ships. We have renamed this from the Millennium Falcon to the Century Eagle.
I love that.
We just
one
think
so
this
much.
rolls easier. The
Mhm.
Century Eagle. Eagle is
The
a
eagle.
ferocious. Falcons can be a bit, placid. They're a bit standoffish,
Mhm.
Eagles are a lot more attacking, a lot more vicious. You know what I mean? So I feel
Yeah.
like the Century Eagle kind of rolls off. What do you think of this name, Jordan?
I really like it. But you could just say, instead of say back to the falcon, you say back to the eagle. And
Come
I
on,
just
yeah.
think it would be a good time
Yeah.
to just say eagle all the time.
The eagle. The eagle.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I love it. So as we go through these, be sure, if you're in the comments below, rate your favorite alternate names that we come up with. We would love to hear your opinion. Now the second one, this is my personal favorite one. Because
I hadn't read
I
this one yet. I forgot about this one. And the
I
new
love this
name
ship.
actually makes a lot of sense.
Thank
Because
you.
kind of looks like it, even though it's one of my favorite ships. Like in whatever you call a ship artillery in whatever
Shipyard. I don't know, in the
shipyard.
shipyard.
Yeah.
So
It's
what is it? What is this one, Jordan? What have we got?
we have renamed the Naboo Royal Star Cruiser to the Shiny Dolphin.
The shiny dolphin.
It looks like a
It
dolphin.
works. Look at the shining. It's just never dusty. The ship went to the flaming Tatooine, for all goodness sake.
Right.
It should be dusty as anything, but it's not. It is shiny as a slick back dolphin. Yeah. Have you ever touched a dolphin, Jordan? Have you ever
Uh,
swum with a dolphin?
I did not swim with the dolphin.
No.
Black people don't do that. No, I'm kidding. Let me stop. I have touched the dolphin. I went to SeaWorld
Touched.
and did
Okay.
touch the
There you go.
dolphin.
So they
Um,
have a very slick back, and
yeah.
they're
The,
very
the Naboo cruiser looks like what a dolphin feels like.
exactly. That's where I was going with that one. It looks like what a dolphin feels like. I love that so much. Write that down. That's a good analogy for it. So the shiny dolphin, when like Anakin and Padme are like, trying to find his mum, and then Anakin turns around back to R2 and he's like, go back to the ship. He should be like, go back to the shiny dolphin. Like that would work so much better in that scene.
Yes. Padme will be flown on her ship, the shiny dolphin. It's like, okay.
I know, it's very like I feel like it sounds very royal, to go in the dolphin. Yeah. Anyway, I love that one. That's one of my personal favorites. The next one we have up. This is more like literal of a naming, but I feel like it still fits. Instead of the classic Jedi starfighter that we love to see, we've seen lots in Clone Wars, and there's been a couple variations. Instead of the Jedi starfighter, we would have the Dorito fighter. Now this one's, of course, because of the classic Dorito shape the Jedi
Yes,
fight that takes on.
the upside down triangle. I feel like Doritos are upside down triangles, even though it's just a
Upside
triangle.
down?
I just look
What do you
at
think?
Doritos and think upside down triangle. I don't know.
Which is the right way of a triangle then? Of a Dorito?
Oh,
Is it
I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, this is an upside down triangle.
upside down?
No matter
Okay,
which
well
way
that's
I
fair.
turn it, it's like. So no matter which way I turn this Jedi Starfighter, I'm like, that's an upside
It's gonna
down
be
triangle.
upside down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But whose Starfighter is that like nacho cheese color? Is it Obi-Wan's?
I think that's
Obi-Wan's is that like?
Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you, Nick. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically
Obi-Wan's
also
ship is
Anakin's
that.
because Cool Ranch is more of a
I was
yellowish
gonna say Cool
kind
Ranch.
of flavored color.
This also looks like a guitar
Mm.
pick.
And it also looks like a
Ooh,
guitar pick.
pick.
I don't know if you guys can hear Nick, but he said it was like a guitar pick, and I think that's
That could actually
hilarious.
do
Yeah.
the pick fighter. That's actually that
pick
kind of
fighter,
works too.
yeah.
I like that. I don't
The
mind that.
strummer, don't you strum a guitar?
The-
Is that something you
Ooh,
do
the
with the
strummer.
guitar?
Yes, we strum a guitar.
Yes.
Yes. Good
You
stuff. Good
also
stuff.
have good old Vulture droids.
Whoa, wow.
Let me get the original name right before I try and say the made up name. We have Vulture droids. We have named those chopsticks. Love that.
Yes, because if you got to see the footage of what is that episode when they have to go find the route on that moon?
the
we-
Iago. That's not a kid. That's not
yes,
a Clone Wars arc. But let me tell you, another
that's a
jarring
weird,
episode of the Clone Wars.
super strange, super strange. That kid had too much
Yeah.
confidence. I did not like it.
technically
But
that
anyway,
is arc.
vulture
This is
droids.
part of the Blue Shadow virus. Okay, anyways.
Oh, true. Okay, anyway.
Chopsticks.
The vulture droid. So if you've ever seen a vulture droid walk, it looks like they're walking on chopsticks. It just like
Fat
that's their
chopsticks,
legs,
just kind of
like yeah, like going along there. And like who would think of a ship to make it walk? That's like a bird walking, 5 kilometers down the road or
I mean,
miles. Sorry.
You know the Techno Union had way too much time on their hands. So,
Right? It's like it's a ship. Just make it fly the distance you want it. Don't make it
Yeah.
walk.
yeah,
But they made the vulture droid walk.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty rude of them to make a Vulture droid walk, but it's
Right?
whatever.
It doesn't
I
make
guess.
sense. But anyway, chopstick droid. That should be the real name, official name of that vulture droid, because it looks like chopsticks when it walks.
It's also a good analogy
incredible.
because I don't know how to use chopsticks, and I feel like if I was in the Star Wars universe, wouldn't know how to operate a Vulture droid. I just probably could never figure it out. So
Oh, they have. We don't know much about them. I feel like we need to see them more or something. Anyway, moving right along to our next ship, we have kind of Anakin and Ahsoka's, and sometimes Obi-Wan's like favorite ship. They all kind of band together in and often travel in.
I call it the
Twilight
family ship.
the family ship.
It's the family
The-
ship.
The Twilight that we have seen in various episodes of the Clone Wars, the Twilight we have decided to rename the Breaking Dawn, and this works on 2 levels. Twilight and is the opposite of twilight in the daytime is the dawn, is the breaking
That's
dawn of
true.
the day. But
And
also,
you also have Concord Dawn, so like kind of have a double meaning
yeah.
there.
Oh, there you go. This is going to be a triple meaning because of also Twilight, the book
Mhm.
series.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the series myself. Breaking Dawn, is that the last one or the first one?
Sure. I'm not familiar with it either. I spent my middle school
correct
years
us if
being
we're wrong.
obsessed with Star Wars, so
Okay, fair.
um,
That's fair.
yeah,
But Twilight, Breaking Dawn, we felt like that was a good, difference there. We switched it up there. But I like that one. I like Breaking Dawn. It's very like hopeful, very Star Warsy, I feel.
right. And then we have the X-wing.
Yes.
We are calling it the Crosswing. Love that.
Yeah, because my question is,
it's a
what's the difference between a cross and an X?
There is.
What's the difference? You reckon? I
Yes.
reckon like
I
a
have
cross
made the definitive
is-
decision that there is no difference between a cross and an X.
But I feel like a cross is like okay, hear me out. An X is equal distance apart, like all the both lines, but a cross is like more slanted, if that makes sense. I think a cross would like it's lower. I can't explain what I mean. I need to have like a whiteboard behind me to describe this. Like an X would be like equal distance apart, and
I
then a
could see
cross is
that.
like like lower down. I don't know. But yeah, no, the crosswing, it sounds more aggressive and attacking too. It sounds like, you don't want a bunch of crosswings coming at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that just rolls easier. Um, the very last one we have, I got to give credit. I credit to our producer Chris for coming up with this one. He just came out of nowhere and I loved it. Instead of calling it a Star Destroyer, a flying pizza. That just works. I feel like a flying pizza slice maybe better because the classic shape, similar to the Dorito fighter.
True. An upside down triangle.
Yeah, the flying pizza. It works better. I feel like it makes more sense.
Oh
It's
yeah.
more, to the point of what we're trying to get to. But those are our alternate names of Star Wars ships. And if you like any of them or want any of them to be officially changed, let's get on the phone to Disney and go, hey, the Shiny Dolphin. We want to rename the new Lego set Shiny Dolphin. We can get onto it
Absolutely.
for you. But let us know your favorites in the comments below. Alrighty. Well, on to our next segment, which is going to be my favorite segment. I can already tell. Because last week, what happened last week, Jordan? We got on a bit of a tangent last week.
We were supposed to be talking about why Cad Bane is an important bounty hunter as far as the Star Wars story progresses. And then we started talking about bald Obi-Wan because Cad Bane meets Rako Hardeen, and Obi-Wan is Rako Hardeen because he shaved his head and his beard, and it somehow grew back in 2 weeks.
Okay. So I reckon we should start off
and the rest
with this arc because it's just we touched on it last week, but again, so context to this arc. I feel like we can spoil these. Clone Wars has been out for this episode has been out for 8 years now. It's fine. You should have probably watched it by now. So this episode, Obi-Wan goes undercover, but goes full on, all out on this undercover disguise. He what does he take he takes a pill to change his voice or something?
That's actually also pretty wild too, because
right?
It wasn't a pill, it was a droid. Obi-Wan swallowed a whole droid. It was like the size of, I had something, I don't know where it went, but it was like a ball. It was like a Pokeball. I don't know if you've seen Pokemon, but it looked like the size of a miniature Pokeball. And they recorded his voice, and then he was just kind of, Mace was kind of like, just swallow it. And I was like, that's horrific. How I knew. That's how I knew. After bald Obi-Wan and the swallowing the droid, I was like, this is gonna be wild.
Oh, it did take a big turn after that. Anything after that was just whack. And so Obi-Wan he became a bounty hunter undercover, and then
he got hired, and it was like he got hired in prison, and I was like, oh my, this cannot possibly be the Jedi way. Can't possibly be the Jedi way.
And then prison, and then he went to a training camp with Count Dooku. Is that correct?
The box. That is correct.
He went to the box.
Yeah.
That
also,
was
Count
too.
Dooku, I have a bone to pick with you too. How the hell you ain't know that was Obi-Wan? How?
Yeah, if you're so strong in the Force, Count, what? Come on, surely you can feel the presence.
Yeah, I'm pretty offended that he didn't know.
Yeah, it was a crazy time, and it was a crazy arc, and then Anakin's emotions through that whole time was
pretty on brand for Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, that was a crazy arc, and the whole time watching it, I felt very confused emotionally, and I was just the whole time just trying to figure out what was going on, and I never figured it out. Still, that was a good arc, but yeah. So that one was called, the arc was called Deception, I believe. They don't usually title whole arc, but I think that's kind of the overall. And good title, Deception. I felt deceived the whole time. I had no idea what was going on. Good titling. That was awesome. The next one we want to bring up is arguably, I want to make a call here that this is the most disliked arc in the whole of Clone Wars, and rightfully so. It's very a strange angle and direction that
It was
that Clone Wars
very
took on.
it was very structured, but it was also very random at the same time. Like,
So we're talking about the droids in the void. I like to call it
yeah,
because it rhymes. But mainly there's also an episode called A Sunny Day in the Void, which was like I think it was the second one in the arc of through 4. Weird as the whole time it's what's Commander Frog's name? What's his name? Drop it in the comments below. I can't remember his name.
Lieutenant
Lieutenant.
Froglegs until
Yeah,
further
so
notice.
let's call him that. We had Mr. Sheev last week, and now it's Lieutenant Froglegs. We're just making up
Lieutenant.
every name at this point. And he commanded a squad of
An all
droids.
droid squad.
Yeah, which was, I mean, very, yeah. Star Wars is known for not having insanely amazing dialogue, but this was just a frog talking to a bunch of droids for like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then, so that was just like the void felt like you were in a void because you were like, what is this?
Like,
What the hell
what
is going
happening? And then they met the commando clone.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even got there yet. Oh,
He
jeez.
didn't remember who he was, I don't think. And then he would like help them escape. And then he started talking to himself again. So it was like, well,
Can I?
I'm
Can I?
pretty sure D. Bradley Baker voiced the frog. I think.
Did he? Oh, that's
So,
actually a really cool fact. Yeah, yeah.
he if that is true, if I'm correct, he got some really good practice for the Bad Batch because I'm sure he spends a lot of time talking to himself five
Oh, yeah.
ways
All the time. All the time.
while recording an episode for that. So,
But,
and then
but as we talk about going into the
episode,
town,
yeah, the town like that specific episode, everything was just so white and like white and bright, and I was like, I live in Texas, so like that's enough, like. Thank you.
that's plenty. I've got my quota.
Yeah. The next
But
episode, the next arc, I actually was like, I was Ray. I've never seen this much screen in the whole galaxy because I'd almost forgotten what it was like because I spent 35 minutes watching nothing but white cracks in the
it's
dry ground.
it is so strange, and the township we come across, and all the people there are really weird. And I need to mention Gregor's like chef, like boss man. Gregor, you are only good for dish boy. You are dish boy through me, and like that's all he says, this guy, and he's so aggressive about it. It's like, mate, you
Yeah.
live in like a desert country. Can you lighten up? Wow. Yeah, you can only get break if you wash dishes.
All
I'm gonna do that voice all day. It's like, whoa, settle down, hotshot. Whoa. It was that was a weird bunch. I did not enjoy those. I know. I
Nope.
feel like I've heard Chris talk about it on the Star Wars Underworld about how much he dislikes those episodes, and rightfully so. They're just so weird. They're so strange. Droids in the Void. I would skip those, honestly. I'm all for all Star Wars is equal, but those episodes are just what?
Right.
Oh, good
Oh
times.
man.
Now, next arc. What have we got to talk about?
I don't. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I don't want to talk about that. Can we just not? But I skipped ahead. The next one we're going to be talking about is the Padawan arc. The Padawans, specifically when they were in the circus from the
Yes.
episode Bound for Rescue.
Yes.
That's another arc that was like very structured, but also got really random. You know,
Yeah, it
they
started off
started out.
fine.
Yeah, they
It's
started out.
like-
They got their lightsaber crystals. They're gonna build their lightsabers, and then boom, here's Hondo, and it's like, okay, there's Hondo, and then they capture Ahsoka, and then it was like, okay, they're gonna do some cool like kitty type heist to get Ahsoka back because they're like children. No, these children joined a circus.
Sure, like
A circus was how they
And,
decided to get Ahsoka.
I don't know if you've ever seen or if you are familiar with the film A Bug's Life. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Kids movie. It was basically the storyline of Bug's Life, but in Star
Yeah.
Wars. And even like the head of the circus was like a little flea alien, and he was like whipping those giant
Yeah.
centipedes. And
Also, real quick, a correction. D. Bradley Baker does not voice Lieutenant
was he?
Froglegs.
Oh, who
Uh,
voiced him?
he is voiced by Steven Stanton, who voices 800
Oh,
other people in the Clone Wars who D. Bradley Baker doesn't play.
right. There you go. Good correction. Good correction. But back to the circus. Back to the circus. These so yeah. So Ahsoka's bound up, and Hondo's got her hostage.
Mhm.
And instead of doing, these kids are Padawans, like what you said, they could have done this badass, cool ass
Yeah.
sequence of events to like break in. There's Padawans, go them. Everyone wants to be a Padawan. But instead, they join the
They
circus.
join the circus and Hondo's getting drunk. That was the other weird part. Hondo was like drunk while they
Yeah.
were, but they couldn't say he was drunk because it was on Cartoon Network at the
Yeah.
time.
They've
But
just had a bit too much grape juice, if you know what I mean.
yeah, he had too much blue milk and was just off the walls. Like didn't even half realize what was going on
It
until
was so weird.
until it all had to fall apart, and that's when he finally was like, "What?"
I do have to say, when they do all the flips, that was entertaining. It makes me want to do front flips and all
Yeah.
those kinds of stuff. It was a crazy time, but I wanted to be a part of it, to be honest. Oh, but
Someone in the
yeah,
chat said that they hope Hondo shows up in Bad Batch. They said Hondo will show up in the Bad Batch. And as much crap as I'm talking about
yeah,
Hondo right now, he's also like my favorite in the entire world. And so I'm
yeah.
gonna agree, and I'm gonna need that to happen 2 episodes ago.
And also, let's get Hannah to do that backflip now too, since she said.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Hannah,
yeah.
I'm gonna need
Let's
you to go ahead and get that black
okay,
flip going.
yeah.
Black flip?
Yeah, okay.
That's me.
I don't know if yeah, can I do that? I don't know. Yeah, whoa, yeah. No, I just need a warm up, you know what I mean? I just
Oh
gotta
yeah. The warm up in like 6 months to practice.
you
Yeah,
know,
I get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, the circus arc of that episode of that arc is just wacko.
You know
Start
another
Clone
way they could
Wars.
have just ended it, just like got Ahsoka
Yes,
back and
give me
like
another one.
just have been done with it. Just
Mm.
call it Anakin. Just tell Anakin that Padawan was
That
kidnapped,
is so true. That is
and
so
then he'll
true.
just be all over it. We didn't
I
even talk
mean,
about the other jarring part of that arc was
which
the fact
ones?
that after they like tried to get her back from the drunk pirates, Grievous of all people shows up. Like
Oh
conveniently, that's when Dooku's like, I think now is when I'm gonna extract my revenge on the pirates from when I got captured like 2 seasons before that. Grievous, go
that
destroy
is so
them.
true.
And I'm just like, dude, what? Like, what is happening right now?
Like, why now? Why what made you think of it now? Oh, that is so
Oh,
good.
Dooku.
Oh, Star Wars is like, you can just tell there's certain arcs that you're like, did everyone just get like absolutely hammered and then go, let's write the arc now.
Yeah.
Oh, wild times, wild times. The next arc, I love this because it is just so dark and weird again, because these are the most bizarre arcs, so we're trying to pick out the most bizarre episodes. Um, I actually hadn't seen this episode until I did a massive watch through of the Clone Wars and came across this, and I'm like, I genuinely haven't seen these episodes, and these episodes are titled "The Disappeared," and this is where Jar Jar Binks finds his soulmate,
Oh
finds
my.
his girlfriend, Queen Julia, and Mace is there. Mason, actually, just side note, Mace and Jar Jar have a fantastic bromance that needs to be explored. They're a
Yeah.
great little duo there. That's
If the
hilarious.
fandom can ever stop disrespecting Mace Windu, maybe I'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, you sure?
Been seeing a lot Mace Windu slander on social media lately. Don't appreciate it. And no, I don't care that he called Ahsoka a citizen. That's not an excuse. Anyway, Jar Jar Binks. Let's talk about Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks. So they go to the planet, which has slipped my mind, but they meet Queen Julia. They like Jar Jar and her have like a little affair, and it's like a secret, no one can know. And the whole time, all these people of this planet keep disappearing, like magically. And then
Yeah.
Mace and like Jar Jar like have to figure it out because the Queen goes missing, and then they go into these like tombs and like where like all these graves, and then like they go down into like what seems like hell, and there's like fire and lava, and they have to like give up their soul. It's just so dark. It is so morbid, and it's like, is this a kids show anymore? Holy wow!
Right.
But do you remember these episodes? And like it looked like hell, didn't it? It was
Yeah, it was like
just
I don't
hectic.
know what was going on. You know, it was part of that season. It was part of the season 6, the lost episode season. So
Oh
it was a bunch.
yeah,
You know, it was a bunch of finished episodes put together in one season. So I
yeah,
already was like, okay, like jumping back and forth. But you know, once you get there, it's like I'm confused.
yeah. They're
The
selling their
whole thing is just
souls for this
confusing.
energy,
Yeah, and is
and
it like
then
isn't it like they're trying to bring Mother Townsend back or something?
that's right, because right at the end, Mother Townsend is like in this big orb, and
Yeah,
it's just very like fantastical and like ethereal, but in a dark way.
yeah,
Oh, I was like, I left those episodes going, I need to like question my existence here. That was,
right.
what is going on? Oh, very
Oh
weird
boy.
arcs. Queen Julia, not to mention how, yeah, I can't get over that Jar Jar finds a girlfriend. It's just so strange. And the fact that they're secret. Oh, it's so bizarre. So bizarre. Now,
Insane.
the last arc we have to talk about. Again, bit of a mind like mess up. Like, I just get so like messed up from watching this. The Mortis arc.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude.
what was your first impressions of this arc, Jordan?
I I was a little upset. I was a little upset. Let me tell you why. Because at the end of it, you know, because it was a 4 episode arc, and in the second or third one was an Anakin like has his Darth Vader vision, and he realizes he's going to become Darth Vader, and before
Mm.
they leave the planet, the father is like, "You must forget what happened." So now they just don't know. And I was like, they went through all that just to like forget that they were on the planet essentially. And I
Oh,
was
it's so
like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah. It's
god.
the thing that gets me about this episode is that like it's like a time warp. Like, so because they were all in the Twilight. See, it is a family ship. They're always in this Twilight. So like Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan were in the Twilight and just in the middle of space, and then they just get like vacuumed out to nowhere. Then we have 4 episodes on this planet box thing, and then at the end of the arc, they just like wake up. Oh, it was all a dream. And then they're
Yeah.
like, Rex, how long were we gone? And he's like 8 seconds, and we're like, what
Like
just
it's
happened?
definitely been gone for more than 8 seconds.
It was
Yeah,
so
and
weird.
then they
It was so
spend 20
strange.
seconds arguing about how long they've been gone with Rex. It's like, Dave, what
I
is going on?
I only just saw the saw the chat, but yeah, Master Mace. Just back to the Queen Julia
Master
stuff.
and Mace. He says master
Ma-
and
Master, yeah, I was about to say Master and Mace.
like Jar
Oh,
Jar.
Jar Jar, just pipe down.
Just don't talk for like 3 movies,
Oh,
please.
it was crazy. Oh,
Um,
good,
Can,
touche, touche. Um,
we
sorry,
also
no,
have
wait,
Mortis,
can I
Mortis.
just say real quick?
Yes,
Jar Jar and
yes.
Mace. A mason jar. Jar
Mace.
Jar. Mason jar.
I would like to formally submit my resignation from the
Mason Jar.
Star Wars Culture Podcast. Thank you so much for having me. Mason
Mason
jars.
Jar.
If anyone asks, Mason jars what did it for me. Goodbye.
Mason Jar. Oh my heavens above. That's incredible. Mason Jar. Mason jar. Well, let's make merch of that. Oh, that's just come on. That's incredible.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Um,
Honorable mention,
where were
real
we?
quick,
Oh yes, yes.
for Bizarre
Yes.
Arcs, the Blue Shadow Virus.
It's very apt right now.
Yeah, I mean, did they predict the future? That was imagine watching that and the corona just happened and everything just went to lockdown. That's what happened to me, and I was not happy. I was like, um, I'm turning this off
It
because I'm
was
upset.
yeah.
And
I
that's when
like
that's the one where they went to that planet to get that cure.
Oh, that's right. It was in that
Yeah.
arc. Yeah.
And there was
Yeah, Anakin, Ahsoka and Padme are just over there like dying, and then they're just like climbing down these vines to get this root, and there's this
Yeah.
like really cocky child that's just like, I've got all these droids, and it's just like, where were we? We were just like trying to fight this thing, and now we're in the middle of nowhere.
Don't forget the plant monster.
I was about to say, and the bloody like everyone's just superstitious about it. What do they call him? They call Droll.
It's like,
Name Droll, and then that guy, oh, you won't get past Droll, and it's just like, well, pipe down, Gramps. Okay. Oh, that was a weird episode. That was oh, that was that was strange. I feel very odd when I watched that, but back to the Mortis arc. I actually had more for that arc to say. The time thing messes with my head, and then it gets very deep and dark. I mean, I know Clone Wars does that, but it was just really like questioning everything.
Yeah.
And like everyone was like the son, and then Anakin. Oh, who forgets Ahsoka going like, her veins go like blue and she goes like evil, and everyone thought she's like gonna die, and it was like so intense, and it's just, oh, that was crazy. But Mortis was wild. That was, I just had to mention that Ahsoka part because that was really jarring for me to see
when
that.
her eyes go all wide and like these veins are coming out of her skin.
Right?
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah,
like, don't do drugs, kids. That's what happens.
Or don't get bit by weird prison creatures.
Prison creatures. Wow, what did I just say? Prison preachers.
Prison preachers, love it. Yes, exactly.
And to solve all that, kids, don't go to prison.
Yeah, just don't go to prison, and it's fine.
Don't go to prison. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Clone Wars. But in saying all these, like, I kind of like how weird they are in a weird way. Like, as much as I won't like them, there's something bizarre about the Clone Wars that do things like it, because it built up such a rapport and such like a good feeling show. Like, it made for all these bizarre episodes to be like, oh, like that weird uncle that you have in your family. It's like, oh, you're really strange, but we like love you and accept you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
But
you know what I want to do one episode?
You gotta love Clone Wars. What do you want to do?
I want to talk about Resistance. Nobody talks about Star Wars Resistance. And I get it. It's not, whatever.
No, that's fair.
But I want to talk about it because I want to. That's what I want.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I've only seen the first season, to be honest. I need to finish
seasons. It's not a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's that good
I feel like that has some
content.
bizarre episodes.
Oh,
is that
you don't
correct?
know the half of it. Yeah, it's like, dude, what's going on?
Oh, it's good.
It's great.
Oh, the Swedish fish. You sound like Daisy Ridley. Thank you so much. I have gotten that before. Even though I'm from a completely different continent to her. So she's from England, she's British, and I'm from Australia. But I thank you though. I take that as a massive compliment. Did you see that comment, Jordan? I'm so proud of that comment.
Yes, I did. I tell you every day that there's Ray right there.
Yeah. We got to do that cosplay. We got to do that cosplay, man.
Yes, we are. That's what I was gonna say. Is one day y'all are gonna just see it pop in, and it's just gonna be Ray and Finn sitting here. Don't know where we'll go, but Ray and Finn will be here.
We'll do the whole show in character too.
Yeah.
And present everything. It'll be like Ray and Finn just presenting the news and telling you the hot goss. It'll be amazing.
The hollow news, the hollow net of the New Republic.
Hollow news. Oh, I love it. Well, do we have any last thoughts, or if anyone in the comments below have any last comments about bizarre experiences they've had with Clone Wars, weird episodes they just found very strange? Let us know.
Remember, friends, tell your older brothers and dads that they don't have to be pissed off that Lego did not use the name Slave One on a Lego set. It's fine. They're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. Yeah. I promise. The Slave One is not going anywhere. It's not. You guys are
too good. And just before we close out the Clone Wars conversation. I do have one more episode. If just wait while waiting for anyone else to mention any. The episode where R2 and C-3PO go to find the Jogan fruit in the city center of Coruscant for Padme's little party. And it's just a whole episode of them trying to get this fruit, and then they go to like a robot car wash for them, and then Cad Bane's there like trying to sabotage everything.
Let's just go through the list, right? Okay. First, like you said, Padme's dinner party for Senator Aang. By the way, don't know if you guys know this, but Dave Filoni worked on a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender, so it was no surprise that there's a Senator Aang running around the galaxy far, far away. He likes Jogan fruit. Is that what it's called? Jogan, dragon fruit.
Jogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and then there was.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, Chris can't believe it. They somehow get lured in by like a getting clean. What?
Bane shows up out of nowhere and wants information on the schematics of what was he looking for? I don't remember.
I don't even remember, because I was just sitting there going, what the freak are we doing here?
Right. I don't remember what it was either, but I remember thinking, why does R2 have this information? Why?
It's like, why? What's going on? Yeah. And then they get back to the party, and then Anakin's like, I don't know how no one else suspected. Anakin, this random Jedi, is just hanging around her house this whole time.
Yeah.
And all the senators are like, this is fine. And they have this cake, and it's like they didn't even cut up the fruit. They just put the fruit on the top. And I'm like, really? They're like, oh, Jogan cake. I'm like, no, it's a cake with the fruit just sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is weird as, man. That is a weird episode.
Love it. I'm gonna go back and watch all those episodes again.
Yeah, we should just to further what's the word? I've lost for words now. Further pick out how bizarre they are.
Yes.
Oh. Anyway, I think that's all for today.
I mean, I am always sad when we have to end. But regardless, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode of Star Wars Culture. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you want to see more of us on YouTube. We got some pretty cool stuff we're planning. I can't lie to you. I won't give it away, but it's going to be some new stuff. It's going to be out of podcast type things.
More's coming.
And if you want to follow us on any of our other social media, we got Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, all at Culture Slate. And you can catch us here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. PST and 7 p.m. EST. Where can they see us in Australia?
You can see us every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Love that morning show vibe. Did I say Thursday? I said Thursday, right? Yeah. Thursday at 9 a.m. Patreon. Be sure to check it out. Did you say, what was it? Patreon.com/Culture Slate. And yes, you can follow us all at social media at Culture Slate, but you can also follow Star Wars Culture on Twitter and Instagram itself. So that's Star Wars Culture with a Z for Star Wars Culture on Twitter, and that's our Star Wars Culture on Instagram as well. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed our bizarre and wild discoveries of the Clone Wars arcs, and we shall see you very soon next week. And as always, may the Force be with you.